वेलकम टू आवर यूट्यूब चैनल। आज हम एक नए टॉपिक पे डिस्कस करेंगे। सो विदाउट वेस्टिंग अ टाइम लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड। So our new topic is, what are the different names of our moon? The word moon has been around as long as the English language, which is not surprising because the moon was critically important to early civilizations. It comes from the Old English mona and share a root with the word month because the moon revolves around the earth once a month while the sun stays the same day after day. The moon changes every night, allowing ancient people to identify the day and month and the seasons. Today we have calendar and clock to help us keep track of time, but some of the old names for the moon have stuck. We use them in expression as part of our own lunar observation, or if you are a fan of astrology, to read your star chart. Many, though not all of these names for moons are linked to traditions related to ecology and ways of life. While you might have heard of some of the names we are referring to, we bet there are lots that will surprise you. This video. So, our first name is Milk Moon. According to the apocryphal account, the name Milk Moon is a colonial English expression for the full moon in April. As the theory goes, grass is particularly abundant in April, allowing the farm animal to make a lot of milk. The written evidence for this theory is a bit thin. The earliest written uses of this expression milk moon in evidence come from late 19th and early 20th century. Studies of tribes in Mongolia and their names for different months. One of these, when translated, was known as the milk month. However, at least by the early 20th century, the April full moon was termed the milk moon in English language almanac. Today, the blue moon is the second full moon in a calendar month. It's awfully rare for a blue moon to come around it. It only occurs once every 2.7 years. However, before 1946, when amateur astronomer James Hyperion mistakenly defined the term in sky and telescope, a blue moon referred to the third blue moon in a season, including 4 full moons, instead of the typical 3. The blue moon is thought to come from the Old English word "beelva", meaning betrayal, possibly because it was out of sync with the usual moon cycle. Regardless of the definition, a blue moon is awfully rare. That's where we get the expression once in a blue moon, which is attested to since the 1930s, although it originally had a meaning closer to never. Interestingly, there is an earlier version of the expression to say that the moon is blue. This expression, which dates to the 1520s, means to believe in a something completely absurd. Another version of the expression from the same time period is to believe the moon is made of green cheese. Cool, blue moon is just an expression. A blue moon isn't literally blue. However, sometimes the blue can appear blue. If after wildfires or volcanic activity particulates in the atmosphere are the right size, the moon will appear blue or green. Our next moon name is cold moon. In most part of the United States, January is called bitter cold. So it makes sense that for many Native American tribes, the name for the January or other winter full moons translates to some variation of cold moon. In Cherokee and Mohawk, the cold moon takes place in January. In eastern Comanche, it's December. For the Central Shoshone people, the cold moon takes place in November. While the expression cold moon appears in many literary texts in English, even in Shakespeare's, it isn't until the early 18th that English language texts note the Native American expression cold moon in relation to the January full moon. In the English tradition, the January full moon would have been known as the moon after Yule. Yule being the name for the winter solstice. So here some picture of cold moon. So our next is strawberry moon. Throughout history, the arrival of certain plants, animals, or weather patterns have been used for the naming of moons. For example, the strawberry moon, you guessed it, coincidence with the arrival of strawberries. Many native nations throughout the United States link a particular moon, these wild strawberries, which moon that was dependent on where those tribes lived. In the warm southern United States, the Natchwick people called the April full moon the strawberry moon. A reference to the strawberry moon, the earliest attested to in English, is documented in a translation of the History of Louisiana by M. Lay, page 2, parts published in 1774. For the Cherokee people, March is known as the Strawberry Moon. RNYK in Cherokee. For the Anish level, June is known as Audinaminic Glades or Strawberry Moon, and there are half a dozen other variations. Today, according to the Old Farmer's Almanac, the Strawberry Moon is generally thought to occur in June. Now enjoy the sun peak of the strawberry moon. Our next is Harvest Moon. Before it was a 1992 album by the Canadian artist Neil Young, the Harvest Moon referred to the full moon closest to autumnal equinox. Typically in September or October, the word harvest comes from the Old English word harvest, which referred to the autumn season. In the mid-12,000s, harvest became more closely associated with the sense we know it is in today, the gathering of crops. The expression harvest moon is attested to by 1704. Many cultures have harvest moon, including a number of Native Americans' language. In China, the moon festival, Jiangji, also known as the Mid-Autumn Festival, is celebrated during the harvest moon. As part of the celebration, families traditionally share moon cake, a kind of a sweet pastry. And next is bug moon, sturgeon moon. The words bug and sturgeon both date to the 13th to refer to a male deer and the fierce fish, respectively. But the expressions bug moon and sturgeon moon didn't come around until almost 500 years later. A bug moon refers to the full moon in July, and the sturgeon moon refers to the full moon in August. The expression bug moon and the sturgeon moon have been in use in English at least since 1778, when Jonathan Carver of Massachusetts published his widely read traveler through the interior parts of North America in the years 1766, 1767, and 1768. Carver met with members of the Sioux Nation in his travel amongst other native groups and wrote about his observation of them. He noted that every month with them has a name expression of its season. July, the bug moon; August, the sturgeon moon, because in these months they catch great number of that fish. Unfortunately, Carver didn't take care of note which native language he was referring to, and these names don't seem to be evidence in modern collection of native names for the months. But regardless, the name stuck, and the Old Farmer's Almanac today uses these terms for designation the full moons of July and August. There are some pictures of the bug moon and the sturgeon moon. Please enjoy. Please like, share, and subscribe our channel. Thank you.